Hey guys, so welcome back to the channel. We're back out at Alberta Beach again this morning. We're getting this front tidied up. It's way warmer than it was last Friday. We ended up leaving because it started to snow and everything was freezing on us. But we'll get this front section straightened up and we'll go from there. So as you can see, this is the CC we put in the other day. This water is actually on now and running. This will determine our final grade, so we'll actually cap this off with some gravel. Bailey and Jeremy are over here getting this material in. This is a very narrow area, so we basically do it with wheelbarrow. You got the gas meter and all the electrical here. Right here, there's going to be a air conditioning unit, and then it'll taper off to the back down there. As you can see, that ice is still up. We'll take a closer look at that in a second. So out here, this grade will be about 6 inches below the top of that window well and taper off over to here. And then coming down here, there will be a swale shaped in. It's starting to shape up. Once we get this grade built up here, it has to come up about a foot out on the lakeside. As you can see, the ice didn't go away. But I'll catch back up with you when we get the grade straightened up front. Okay guys, let's get some of this pushed in so the guys don't have to completely. Hey guys, I just wanted to break in here. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon. It'll keep you up to date every time we post a new video. And once again, thanks for watching. So guys, what you're not seeing here is that above me there's actually an overhang coming from the house, and that's why I keep looking up for, make sure I don't hit it. I don't think I did get any good video of that section, but the cabin to the left, to the right of me is not allowing me to swing one way, and then we have this very tight area right here. It's only a small area, but the clay is pretty wet and sticky, so it is kind of hard to shovel for the guys. So that's why I came in here. So guys, I could have edited this out, but I really wanted to show how quickly something can happen. This was just a little quick jerk of the control, and I almost came into the side of this cabin. I always preach small movements equal small mistakes. So when you're in tight areas of this, or like even when you're just learning, take your time, be slow, because then at least if something does happen, it's normally pretty minor.
the guys done to the wheelbarrow.
Oh, we're missing this. There you go.
We're trying to get it cobbled back together here. The guys get the subgrade done here. Looking real good. Now we just got a load of gravel dropped off. Say hello, Bailey.
Hello.
This is our muddy buddy from last video. He's looking a little cleaner today. So that should fill up that pretty quick. And hopefully this will be enough gravel too to get underneath this deck here done. Want to try and get this done because that stuff is not going to get tore up again. This out here right now I'm not as worried about until we get closer to the end of construction. But we'll see what the homeowners want when we get out here. James is getting all the material moved down here. Bring this grade up. It's a bit of a long draw. You got to keep going out there. And it's very soft around this edge. So we'll clean that up as we go. But definitely making progress today. set up. We're looking for a 2% grade. I'm sure this video is going to be a bit noisy because the kids are right next to us. But originally this here was about a 6% slope coming out. So we're actually bringing it up and it'll run a nice 2% slope right out. We are coming back to do a paver patio here. This side here now is going to be all washed rock coming down. And then we're going to do some paving stone on the other side. But James is definitely getting this tidy out here now. One of the big problems around here is years when this ice comes up really bad, they actually lose land. So the more you can build it up, the better. And then the guys are going to finish off those ruts and blend this slope going across. Look, this line tells us that we're level with this laser right here.
Now this is the part where you need a measuring tape. Fortunately, mine is up there. I will be right back.
So if you look here on this laser, this is set to a 2% slope. So automatically it's shooting 2% down towards the lake.
You just want to see the grade?
Yeah, so guys, we set up our laser to the elevation we want. So now Bailey's gonna go around and check. So look at the laser, it's telling us low. So right there we're on grade. So we're about 2 inches low here. So we'll keep bringing in some more material. Me and Jeremy gotta go over and start trucking. As you can see, we're about 4 or 5 inches low here. So this will definitely look a lot more level than what it is right now. So let's fire up the old girl. Jeremy's loading today. So we'll go. So guys, I got Jeremy loading me today. One thing I really try to do with my guys is give them as much seat time as I possibly can, because we're only a small crew, so the more versatile each one of us can be, the better. I've told James and Bailey that they have to learn how to drive this truck. Both of the guys are under 30, so maybe a little bit intimidating. But that should make for a few interesting videos for sure. But Jeremy's learning. The nice thing I like is that he takes his time. First you get good, then you get fast. And not saying that I'm the best operator or anything, because for sure there's lots of guys that are better than me. But just when you are learning, take your time. It's not a race. And yeah, it's some tea time. It is pretty cold out here today, especially with the wind coming off the lake. The guys are pretty well bundled up now by the water. But it is just nice and quiet out here. It's just, we're just working away. One thing I did have happen the other day was my PC228. I started her up and it had a hydraulic leak from somewhere. I shut her down, just never had time to get back at it. Started her up the next day, can't find the leak anywhere. So I don't know if it was a dried seal that got warmed up and finally it stopped leaking, but it hasn't leaked in 2 days. But who knows, that could be a video coming up soon. But as for guys that are following me because of this little international tow truck, this has been running great. And it actually seems to be getting better with day, just because it's getting some of the kinks worked out of her from just sitting. So now that she's running again, everything's starting to loosen up. Same thing on this was she had some small leaks that seem to be curing themselves, and she's just working like a champ. And I definitely haven't been easy on her when we've been loading. I pretty much put on whatever I can fit. A lot of the times, especially on this dump truck, I'm probably harder on her than my guys are. We're back at the play ball now. Get the tune from the load on. Head back over. We're figuring probably another 4 or 5 loads, and we should be good. loaded up, headed back over. Said, Jeremy's just getting used to the excavator. So he's a little bit shy too, being on camera with it. But he's doing a great job. It's all just seat time. Getting used to controls. I can give him a few tips here and there, but once you sit in the seat, you start to figure it out. And I always say that once you stop thinking about what your hands are doing, that's when you can actually operate. Because I would actually have to think about it and tell you which lever is doing what. But when I get in the seat, my hands just do it. And so once you're at that point, that's when you can start worrying about the actual fine grading and being a little bit more accurate with the bucket. So guys, Jerry's done a really good job loading. We'll just get her tidied up here a little bit. Actually a low spot here for the camp, and they were hoping that there was going to be material left from this cabin excavation. Looks like we'll have a little bit, because behind me there is a cabin that used to get a lot of water come into it in the spring, so hopefully we can kill two birds with one stone and mitigate that. But until we get the backfill all complete at the other cabin, we can't do that yet. I normally do run my actual cleanup bucket for this. But this smaller bucket is actually nicer for loading the dump truck. So, leave this one on. These paddle tees are nice for play right now, but when it's frozen, they're not very nice. that is because of brand loyalty back home. It is not normally with Komatsu. And then once I started operating them here, the first one I operated, the 2 sticks were different sizes. And it took me a while to get used to the feel. But this machine has served me very, very well. I have no complaints. She is a little bit on the big side for what I'm doing on here. But a lot of what I do is actually commercial, and there's much bigger areas, so she does come in handy for that stuff. But I'm after getting her to do stuff that probably should have been a smaller machine. But when you do need it, it's nice to have. But when you get in tighter spots, it's definitely nicer to have a little smaller machine. For a lot of stuff I do, especially out around here, a 160 or 140 probably would be the ideal. It's not only the size of the machine for the work, it's actually being able to transport it. If I had a 140 or a 160, tandem and move it myself. Whereas this machine, you have to have a low boy, and slow boys aren't heavy enough to take the machine. So it is a bit of a long haul from down to the top. This is the only access, and we got to repair that as we go out. Compaction will be a lot easier after he's done. But on the downside, it does run up if it's soft at all. But we're getting there. Hey guys, thanks for following the channel. This job, we will have another couple of videos coming out on it when we actually do the final landscape. It was interesting getting down by the lake. Takes a lot of extra time when you only have an access down one side, and basically all you can get down there is a skid steer. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. It means the world to the channel. And as always, God bless.